Welcome to another new Football Manager 2020 experiment. As you should be able to tell from the title, I'm going to be facing off a perfect team of players against a terrible team of players. I think you're going to witness a massacre. So this experiment is just a bit of fun. Don't take it too seriously. It's following on from my perfect and worst player experiments. So if you haven't watched those yet, maybe go and check them out first. But thank you to everyone that has watched them so far. Thank you for the love and support on them. You guys are magnificent. And talking of magnificent, I've created a team of magnificent players led by the legend Mr. Perfect from the previous series. But of course we've got lots of other perfect players with 20 on absolutely everything, including a goalkeeper with 20 on absolutely everything. Although I don't know if 20 eccentricity is the best thing, but mixed with all those other attributes I would say it probably is. And then also a team of terrible players. Look at that. We're going to be facing them off against each other. Bad Boris, led by Alan Atrocious up front, of course. He's a bit upset because the team's been named after Timothy Terrible instead. They're going to be playing the Community Shield because Team Perfect has replaced Man City and Team Terrible has replaced Liverpool. Here we are then at Wembley for Team Perfect versus Team Terrible. I'll just quickly show you the players. Super Sam, Herbert Excellent. So yeah, all the players of course have superlative names. Wonderful Winston on the right hand side, and then for Team Terrible of course Alan Atrocious, the captain. Up front we've got Bad Boris at right back, can play anywhere down the right hand side. Aaron Appalling, Diabolical Dave at the back. This is going to be carnage, it really is. What do you say to a team like this? Of course I'm managing both teams. Win this for yourselves, win this for the fans. Here we go. I'm ready, but well, I've got two golden FMs on the side of the pitch, two clones of each other, ready to manage. Off we go. Oh, bit of possession here. Look at this, one on passing, but they're oh yeah, that's not gone well. Here's Mr. Perfect on the attack, crossing it in, and 1-0 after 18 seconds. This is going to be an absolute bloodbath. By the way, I've made Mr. Perfect slightly taller as well. They're 190 centimetres tall this time compared to 180 in the last experiment. And look how short the terrible players are. They're 150 centimetres and they're also 120 kilograms heavy. So it's just little blobs against absolute statues of men. And they've managed to survive a few more seconds. Here comes Outstanding, and that's headed over. That's a poor header really, isn't it, from Super Sam. And now Team Terrible going to play up from the back. Nope, they've knocked it long, but easily defended. And this is a chance, surely. This is going to be two. Oh, Herbert Excellent with another goal. This is going to finish about 30-0, surely, or more. We've got 2 goals inside 3 minutes. Surprised it's not more, to be honest, but this is going to be another one, surely. Perhaps for the Team Terrible, I need to have a really deep line. That should have been 3, but one-on-ones are broken, of course. So they might actually not concede as many goals because of one-on-ones being a problem. Herbert Excellent with his hat-trick already. Right, going to make some defensive changes. Not that it's going to make any difference. Here we go, some changes there. Smash it long over the top. Really deep lines. To be fair, it might actually be better to have a high line because of the one-on-one problem, but I want as many goals as possible. Here's a free kick opportunity for Team Perfect. Percy puts it into the box. Marvellous! Matthew Marvellous makes it 4. There's a highlight from every single kickoff. I've got an extend. I'm going to have to go key. Imagine if you watched a full match. To be fair, we're pretty much watching the full match with all the highlights we're seeing. And Mr. Perfect easily intercepts that. And here he goes, looking for his first goal. But it's into Sylvester Supreme, who makes it 5. Is this going to be 6 within 7 minutes? It is. It's an absolute battered shot from Perfect Percy. Here's 7, surely. Oh, no. Good goalkeeping from Appalling. Aaron Appalling in goal. And he's pumped it long. What is the possession? It's only 61% possession, 60% possession so far. Mr. Perfect is through and he scores. So it's already 15-0. I'll sped it up, and I'm going to speed the video up so you can see the rest of the goals in this half at super speed. Here we go. So at half time, it's 37-0. We had 6 minutes added on time because of all like the restarts, I suppose. Pretty funny, really. Mr. Perfect has got, I don't know, I've lost count, 11 or 12 goals. So has Super Sam and Herbert Excellent as well. But most players have got in on the act either from an assist or from a goal. There's a few players that haven't scored yet, but most players have got assists. Look at the ratings of Team Terrible. It's gonna be interesting to see how low they actually are. I'm not gonna make any subs for this team just to see how low those ratings go. I've made some subs for Team Perfect. We're gonna start the second half. Well, I'm not surprised. I'm really not surprised that it's gonna be like this higher scoreline. But the second half, often when you've had a massive scoreline in the first half, it's not quite so high in the second half. So we'll see if this is the case here. What was it? 37-0 at half time. We've already got to the 50th minute. It's now 39. Oh, offside. So I think they're taking the foot off the gas a bit. Mr. Perfect should have scored there. We've got it on super speed because obviously it's taken so long. There we go. There's 40. But look at the number of shots as well. 70 shots. 43 on target. Strangely, the possession isn't very high, but I think it's because of kickoff. Team Terrible having to kick off so much, that's their possession, and it's fairly equal, really. We haven't seen a goal from a corner yet, I don't think. Oh, there we go, there's the first one. This is going to be 50, I think. There we go, offside, not quite 50. This will be 50. Mr. Perfect. Oh, he's offside again. Surely this will be 50 from the free kick. It is. There's been a red card for Diabolical Dave. He's on a 2.1 rating for that. Maybe we'll see a penalty save. Nope. Well, let's watch injury time. There's only 4 minutes of injury time, surprisingly. It's 59-0. Surely we're going to get 60. Here we go. It's weird seeing it so slow now. Oh, it's not. It is from Matthew Marvellous. Maybe time for one more. Look at this. Look at how many goals there are. It's actually broken. It's not even showing the little balls for the last few minutes. We've properly broken. 109 shots, 67 on target, only 57% possession, but I've already explained why that is the case. 90% pass completion rate, 100% tackles won, 100% headers won, 115 kilometres run compared to 87. Mr. Perfect gets his 16th goal of the game. 47 clear-cut chances. What about half chances? So half chances 13. Average rating 9.59 versus 3. We'll have a look at the statistics at the end, but this has been funny. I'm actually going to do this again in this video, but I'm intrigued to see how big a scoreline we can get. If I put all the players on the wing, like Team Terrible's players on the wing or up front, and like have no defenders basically, what will be the scoreline? I'm just really interested. So there we go. Champions of the Community Shield. 61-0. Amazing. 16 goals for Mr. Perfect and 10 assists. Look at that. And what's the lowest rating for Team Terrible? I think it is 2.1 for Diabolical Dave, who was sent off. But the highest rating was, 3.4? 3.8 for the sub. That is amazing. Now, here's the stats. Team Perfect stats for those interested. Look at the rating. I mean, we have got 4, 10, 5, 6, 7 10.0s there, I think. Look at all the headers, tackles, crossing's pretty good as well, etc. Team Terrible stats, there you go. There's the summary of the analytics. Average rating 9.6 versus 2.9. Barry Bad completed 86 passes because he did kickoff, didn't he? 86 passes from kickoff. I presume he did kickoff. That can be the only reason why, surely. Well, maybe not. Maybe it was the player that passed it to him. I don't know. The heat map. It's just kickoff and the goalkeeper picking the ball out the back of the net. So we're going to do it. We're going to see what happens with everyone sort of in the attacking third for Team Terrible. I think you have to have a goalkeeper, unfortunately. Yeah, you have to have a goalkeeper, don't you? This is going to be carnage. Right, we'll just watch a couple of goals and then I'm going to continue to the end and we'll see. That's going to be offside, isn't it? There's just going to be loads of offsides, surely. Yeah, this is what all experiments are all about. Messing with the game, having fun, causing carnage. I think that's going to be onside. Paul Palatial's through and he scores. He didn't even score in the last game. Seems so slow now. That's because it is slow. Let's speed it up. This is going to be 3. Right, I'm going to wander off and just continue the game and see what happens. because this is surely going to be bigger than the last scoreline of 61-0. 54-0 at half-time. Okay, it's not surprising whatsoever. We've put a team of perfect players against a team of terrible players, and we've messed with the formation and the tactic of Team Terrible as well. But it's still funny. 60 shots, 55 on target, 54 goals. Look at the average ratings. 12 assists for Archibald. Nearly everyone scored apart from Marvellous and the goalkeeper, who's actually picked up assists in this game. 15 goals already for Mr. Perfect. I've already changed the formation. I went 2 up front in the end, halfway through that first half. And then Team Terrible. No surprise, the average ratings are terrible. 97-0 is the final scoreline. So close to 100. I thought we were going to get there, but then the strange thing was Team Terrible kept getting red cards, and that kind of helped them. That kind of helped them stop it reaching 100, because it wasted quite a bit of time, and it probably didn't add on as much added time as there should have been. So that was quite a strange thing to see, because at one point it was like 84-0 on about the 79th minute, but it just word away, and then I thought with 6 minutes extra time they'll get to 100, but it just wasn't quite to be in the end. Mr. Perfect scored 20 goals. Ian Impeccable came off the bench in the first half, scored 18 goals. Nearly everyone scored. The only outfield player that started the match that didn't score was Matthew Marvellous. And then look at this. 1.8 for Aaron Appalling in goal. But poor old Aaron Appalling, he was all by himself. All by himself in goal with no support in defence whatsoever. So statistically, let's have a look at things. 107 shots to 0. 98 shots on target. Once again, the possession fairly equal because of all the kickoffs. Pass completion rate 98%. Tackles 100%, blah, 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 blah. Lots more kilometres run. Average rating 9.84 compared to 3.07. It wasn't so bad. In fact, it wasn't until it got to about 25-0 that the outfield players for Team Terrible started to drop. They were on like 6.5 for ages, and I think it's because they weren't playing in defence. It wasn't actually... The game didn't think it was their fault for the problems at the back because there were no defenders. So that's quite interesting to see as well. There's the player ratings. There's the player stats. Team stats for Team Perfect and team stats for Team Terrible. There's just really nothing there. They didn't do anything. But we do have the passes completed here thing, because 103 passes for Peter Poor, 98% completion rate. So that's quite interesting seeing it like that. We've had the 3 red cards here for Anthony Awful, Barry Bad and God Awful Graham. This kind of reminds me, I don't know if anyone else used to do this, but when I first started playing Championship Manager about age 9, I was dreadful. I remember managing Man United, and I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. I just didn't know what to do. So I was like in the relegation zone with Man United halfway through the season, and they were ridiculously powerful back then. So I gave it another go. I managed West Ham, my beloved West Ham, and quite often I would add a manager to the opposition team, put all their players on the wing, and I'd end up winning 57-0 with Freddie Canute scoring 20 goals. So this reminds me of that a bit, really. Look at that. That is just so funny, seeing the heat map. It's like a volcano eruption there. So I think we'll end it there on that note. 97-0. I'm sure if I did it a few times we'd get to over 100-0. But I can't be bothered to sit here. It took forever. 97 goals I had to sit through. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you have any ideas for future experiments, stick them in the comment section below. Loads of people have been suggesting experiments on my last few videos. If I had 90 hours in the day to be able to make Football Manager content, then I'll do that. But I have a full-time job. This is just a little bit of fun for me, part-time thing. So unfortunately, I can't release like 3 videos a day. I wish I could. Maybe one day. You never know. But until next time, enjoy FM20. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you very soon.